Hey guys, it's Eddie the Magic Monk. How's it going? Made quite a few changes to my game today, and I'm just gonna firstly show you what's happened in my game, and then hopefully get you guys to program the changes yourselves. So again, I have the start menu programmed, and once I get into the game, I start trying to dodge the red bugs and try to collect the gems. And the first thing is you'll notice that once I collect 5 blue gems, the number of bugs is going to increase by 1. So 1. So now there's 5 bugs running around, and once I hit one of them, they all go to a random position. Oh, so now there are 6 bugs, and so hopefully once I die, it says game over, and when I start a new game, it'll reset back to 3 bugs. And another thing you would have noticed is I have now a high score function. So originally I have a score of 8. So if I have a high score of 18, which is from my last game. So if I beat that score, now, that should become my high score when I die. So, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So now I have 21. So if I die now, my high score becomes 21, and so that's pretty useful for keeping the high score to see what the highest score is in your current game. So I know that's quite a few pretty big changes to do in one tutorial, but let's see if we can break that down for you. Obviously, if you want to try to program that without looking at my answers, feel free to do so. It'll be pretty cool if you can figure that out yourself. Well, I certainly figured it out myself. Okay, so let's have a look at the programming. So the first thing you see is that I have made up a new variable. I have declared a new variable, an integer variable called current bug number. And the current bug number right now is 2. Right, it starts off with the number 2. And when the form loads, I have made a function called initialized bugs, which was a bunch of code before I just put it all into a function. This initialized bugs function basically adds all the objects with the bug tag to the bug array. So if you have a look at my form now, I have all of these bugs. I've made sure that I have about 10 bugs, right, and all of them have a tag. So if you click on any one of them, they will have a tag that says bug. It doesn't matter what their names are, right? We don't care about their names, because as soon as the program starts, I run the initialize bugs function, which makes sure that all of these picture boxes with the bug tag are added to my bug array. And it does that to all of them, right? All 10 picture boxes. And another thing that it does is it sets all of them to a visibility of false, so they won't be visible, except the first few bugs. So from 0 to current bug number, which is 2, those ones will be visible in my bug array. So as you can see, current bug number is starting with 2. So from 0 to 2, from bug array is 0 to bug array is 2, they will be visible. Alright, so that's the first thing you want to program in, is the initialized bugs function, as well as the calling that at the beginning of the program. And obviously you want to add in the current bug number as integer equals 2, and just to get that happening. Okay, the next thing you want to program in is when you press the N key to start a new game, you want to make sure that the current bug number is equal to 2, because obviously during the game we're going to we're going to make changes to this variable to add numbers to it to make it bigger. So when you press the N button, it's going to change the current bug number to 2, and it's going to run the initialized bugs function in order to make it so that there's only 3 bugs on the screen. So you're going to type these 2 lines in to the when the N key is pressed. And now the next thing that I'm going to program in is a function called increase bug. Okay, and this function increases the number of bugs by 1. So basically, private function increase bug, if the current bug number is smaller than 10, because we're not going to increase it forever. If it's smaller than 10, then we're going to add 1 to the bug number. And the bug array, we're going to make the bug that we just added to the current bug number to be visible. Sorry, we haven't added any bugs. The bug was already there, except it was not visible. So we're simply making the latest bug visible. So for example, if the current bug number was 2 and we add 1 to make it 3, then the third bug is going to be visible. And what we're going to do is, anywhere where we were trying to make the bugs follow the player around or detect the collision between the bug and the player, we're going to now use the variable current bug number in the loops. So if you have a look at the timer 1, so when we were programming what happens when the timer ticks, right, where it detects if there is a collision between the bug and the bug array, I have now the for loop is between I equals 0 to current bug number. So if the current bug number is 3 or 4 or 5, it's going to check whether that number of bugs has collided with my boy. So make sure the for loop goes from I equals 0 to the current bug number. And another thing you want to check is, so if they do collide, if the collision is equal to true, then we want to subtract 1 from the number of lives and all that. And then we also want to assign a random position to all of the bugs, right, when they collide. So when the bug and my player collides, we assign random position to all the bugs that are currently on the screen. So for I equals 0 to current bug number, we make all the bugs appear at random positions on the screen. So here is when we call the chase function to make the bugs chase the boy, and we also adjust the for loop so it goes from I equals 0 to current bug number. And another thing we had to change the current bug number is when we program so that the two bugs bounce off each other when they collide. So we had I, J, and K. Make sure K is equal to current bug number instead of K equals 2, which is what we had before. Now the last thing you want to make sure you program in is the high score variable. The high score variable is initially 0, and what happens at the end of the game is when you do collide with the bugs, you subtract 1 from the number of lives, and when the number of lives is equal to 0, we do a if statement to check whether your current score is bigger than your high score. And if it is, we change the high score variable to your current score, and we also change the high score label to your high score, so it records the high score. And something I forgot to say is we want to make sure that we increase the number of bugs when you collide with the gem, when the boy collides with the blue gem, and every 5 points you add to the score, we increase the number of bugs by 1. So when the score is bigger than 0 and the score divided by 5, score mod 5, which means the remainder of the answer when score is divided by 5 is equal to 0. So for example, when the score divides by 5, for example, if the score was 10, 10 divided by 5 would be 2 with a remainder of 0. So that's saying that when the remainder is 0, then we increase the number of bugs. So basically it's going to increase the number of bugs every time the score divides by 5 and the remainder is 0. Right, so it's basically going to increase the number of bugs at when the score is 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. Okay, so I hope I have provided to you enough information to figure this out, and if I haven't, feel free to ask me any questions. See you again next time.